So guys, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to put, about a wideband, how to put it into your Miata. So I'm pretty excited. So this car, I plan to go turbo with this thing in the near future. So my plans were to just put a wideband in it for now. And then I'm going to put my Mega Squirt in it, which I do have. It's not in there yet. And then I'm going to get it running, try to get it running the best, naturally aspirated, and then I'm going to go turbo. I think it'd be a lot easier if you get this thing running good, naturally aspirated before you introduce a turbo setup, and a lot of the variables kind of just get out of whack. So, but anyways, I'm going to show you guys though how I'm going to put in my my wideband. Just kind of walk you through how I did it. So, all right, I'm going to start by, let's open this up, see all what it comes with. So here's the gauge. It should come with a couple different face plates. Let's see. The instructions. So we give this a good read. And then we should have, okay, this is the wiring to the from the wideband to the gauge. So I think it's about 12 feet. And then this is the wiring that goes from the gauge to power it up. And then I think there's also an option to go back to your ECU, and then finally the wideband itself. So it's a little bit more populated than a typical O2 sensor. And then I think, oh, okay, so then obviously to help mount it, and then there should be a Bong, and then some butt connectors. I don't think I'll be using these. I'll save them for something else, but I think I'll just solder the wires in. Oh, there's the extra face for it. I think I'm gonna go stick with the black. I think it fits the car better. And then rubber band. All right. Oh, can't forget the sticker. So most important part. All right. So I crawled underneath the car. I'm looking for a good spot to put the to weld the Bong in. The O2 sensors up here. There's no good spots because they want it to be at least in the directions, like at least a positive 10-degree angle. So there's no real good spots up here to put it. On the same pipe, there is a pretty good spot right here. This is towards the back of the transmission. So I think that if I just remove some of this heat shielding, weld the Bong in there, that'll be a nice good spot. Another concern is running the wires, and I think that this spot also is pretty convenient because we should be able to run the wires up just through the shifter to the side, and then underneath the center console and underneath the dash. So I think this is probably the best location. I'm going to pull the center console out and just make sure it's still a good spot. So yeah, but I think that's the move. So I'm gonna mark with Sharpie where I'd want this thing at, and then I'm gonna pull this whole pipe off, and I'll drill a hole, and then just weld the Bong in. All right, so yeah, I was able to get the center console out. So I think, yeah, we should be all set to just run it up through this rubber, just cut like a hole in it or something, and then we can just run it at the radio, the dash, and then I think I'm gonna probably have it come up. I'll put it right here for now. I do right now. I only have the wideband, so I do want to have. I think I'm gonna do some pillar gauges, so I have to buy the pillar for this. I think that looked the best. So, but for right now, I'm just gonna mount it right here until I have those the gauge pillar for it. I don't even know what it's called, but yeah. So that's the plan. All right, so I got the pipe off. wasn't too bad. You can see where I marked the hole for the bung. So I'm just gonna cut this off, and then I'm gonna with the die grinder, and then I'm going to just drill a hole, and then probably gonna, I don't know, the hole, my drill bit, this is the biggest one I have, so I'm gonna have to just drill it out, use a cardboard burr just to get this to fit properly, and then yeah, weld it up. So I think it'll be all right. You can see, got the hole. The bong fits in there nice and pretty tight, so not too many gaps to fill. So I'm just ready to tack it up. Surface prepped. Just tack it and weld it. So I got it tacked up, so I'm gonna try to weld it down. So here we go. Yeah, I got it welded up. Not the best welds, but they all should be airtight. So, yeah, I kept on having a problem with this welding helmet. It keeps like arc flashing on me if it's like lower current. Like, I don't know. Order a new one. It was supposed to be here by now, or it's supposed to be here pretty soon. I think either today or tomorrow. Not here yet, but no, this should be solid. I'm just gonna put it back in. O2 sensor threads in, so I'm just gonna put it back in and then tighten it down, and then we can work on running the wires. Time to zip last bolt on there, last couple. Okay, so I'm gonna thread it through this boot. Mine's in pretty bad shape, so I'll have to order one of those. I do have a short throw coming, so I guess when I put the short throw in, I'll have to replace the boot. But anyways, thread the connector through. We'll connect it, and then I'll pull it tighter. So because we want the least amount of slack possible. There isn't anything too crazy. Nothing's moving really down there, and nothing's. I mean, you know, it's not gonna be on the exhaust, so we should be all right. But we'll just tuck it through and then put it like that, and then now we can hook it up. Now we're underneath, and we are threading the new O2 sensor in. All right, let's find the plug. We'll plug it in. Okay, and then now we'll just pull it back through the where the shifter turret's at. We should be all set down here. See if we can pull this through. Oh, come on. So, I guess it's a good stopping point, because now we'll, you know, make it allow it to be able to fall through further. We just have to check, make sure, you know, nothing's tensioned. But so the next where I'm gonna be going next is I'm just gonna go behind here, and then I have the kick panel, so I always follow this over and then up. And then just find a good spot to coil up the slack. Okay, so I put the gauge in the holder I had laying around in the garage. I just put on with some double-sided tape, plugged in the connectors. Pretty simple. The only thing left you have to do really is just wire up power. So this is pretty easy, right? So these 4 wires, 12 volts, ground. The white is for like kind of goes for like data reading back to your if you have an aftermarket ECU, and then the blue is for like serial communication, I think. So for right now, just to get it to work, all you need is power and ground. I will wire up for when I put the Megasquirt in for the data, serial data, or the 0 to 5 volts, or I guess both of them. But so all we need to do, ground's easy. We'll just find a nice, maybe get an eyelet on there. Find a nice bolt with a good constant ground. Power, we want something that when it keys on, it powers on. So, that way it's not draining the battery. So what I think I'm going to go with, I looked around, used my power probe. You can use test light. I love power probes. They're nice. So with the cigarette lighter, you can see that we don't have anything, but then actually on the accessory position we get power, and then key on, we still have power, and then obviously when it's running we'll have power. So good 12 volts. So I think this is a good place. It's something that I feel like we don't have to worry. It's something that draws a lot of current when you are using it, but I'm not a smoker. So, and I'll use it to charge my phone, which really doesn't draw much current. So I think this is something that we can tag off of, that we won't have to worry about blowing the fuse. So yeah, I think this is a good source. So I have a wiring diagram for it. I'm probably just gonna follow it back from the fuse block over underneath under here, and just figure out which one it is and just splice into it real quick. Should be pretty easy. Okay, so I was actually able to pull up a pretty good wiring diagram for it. So if you can read that, not sure if it's focusing, but anyways, before the fuse, it's a green-red wire. Comes through the fuse box, and then it turns into a yellow wire before the cigarette lighter. So we want to tap into that yellow wire. We'll find it running underneath the steering column, and then that way we know it's on a fused link, which is really important. And it should be something that shouldn't draw much current, and it's going to be on something that normally doesn't draw too much current. So I don't think we need to worry about increasing the fuse size. There's nothing else on this circuit besides just that cigarette lighter. So I'm gonna go with it. I mean, I guess if that's something you use, maybe you should maybe pick something else or increase fuse size, something. I don't know. I'm gonna go with it. So I just gotta find that wire now. Okay, so I guess if we look underneath here, the ground, I just put it off of there's a bolt going. It had a good ground on the frame of the dashboard, and then that blue vampire clip goes into a yellow wire for the cigarette lighter. I did want to cut them and solder them in, but there wasn't much room in the wire, and I didn't want to unravel the harness too much. And this is inside the vehicle, so I guess you don't have to be too worried about corrosion. So yep, I guess if we want to just test it out now, it it works like it should. So just I'm gonna start it up. So this thing isn't up to temp or anything, so it's probably I might be running a little rich, but well, I guess it means in the 12s. So, but yeah, it's kind of cool. So this is really key because, you know, next to me putting the Mega Squirt in, which is you know, it's just gonna have a base map on, so it's definitely gonna need the fuel map tweaked. So this is important, so I can you know, make changes, make sure it's running, you know, not leaning out. And then once I get that map, or you know, the fuel map and the fuel map good on that thing, then we can go on turbo in this thing. So yeah, I'm glad it's in. So hopefully this video helped. I'm glad I was able to do it. And then stay tuned for I guess installing Mega Squirt and turboing it. So I'm stoked. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you want to see, I guess. So all right, cool. Thanks, guys.